Hi guys, JJ here. Today on Flow-Tricks we're going to see this one, the transfer wrist roll as I call it, but we're going to take it to another level. First of all, we're going to try to push it in the air, very controlled, and then later on we're going to try to go like this, to go actually back to back. Are you ready for this? Because we're going to go. Alright, right away I'm going to take you into all these steps in slow motion, but first of all I want to explain just a little bit on how to get there. So first of all you do this, the transfer wrist roll. Okay, so you hold the nunchaku in your right hand or in your dominant hand like this. I hold it in the screwdriver stance. This gives me a lot of control, but solid grip as well, but just hold it near the rope. What I want you to do now is actually, or what I do is actually slap it, and by doing this slap back, like this, you see my hand goes over this point. This means that the stick already goes underneath my left wrist, and this is where I want to spin on. Okay, so like this. Now the variable here is obviously like how do you move your wrist. I wouldn't say the total length of your wrist, surrounding length of your wrist. I'm not coming up with the word right now, but you know what I'm trying to say. It might be a thing as well, but more important, or which is logic, is the length of your connector, because this is going to determine like how it's going to wrap. Okay, because most ideal, you want to have like stick on bone, you know, stick on your arm, because that just travels faster. Okay, because, you know, obviously the rope or the chain is like less reliable and can just really like knock out the entire speed and momentum. So I would say play with this. This is different for everyone. Good thing about it, you're gonna experience with this, and after a while you see like, yeah, it's this kind of power, this kind of release, this kind of moment to release, this kind of how far do I put the stick underneath it, or am I literally going to swing it near it. So this is for you to determine based on your nunchaku, and then we could talk about what's the best nunchaku to do this with. At the end of the day, the best nunchaku is the nunchaku you use the most. So use that one. It works. Okay. Second step here, again, so motions will follow, but second step here is that you're going to push it in the air. Now, if you do this roll, and normally you catch it here, you see, this point in time, the balance point, which is about 3 inches away from your connector, is going to be in the middle of your wrist, and that's why you can elevate the nunchaku so easily from that position on. Now, if you can do this after this video, this is a win. So I would say take from this video whatever you can take from it, because this is progress. You know, if you just normally can do the wrist roll and can now look for that point and push it in the air, that's a win. What we're going to do right now is take it one step further and actually go in between, and therefore I go deeper into the slow motions, obviously, but I only want to show it like this is moment in time where you are going to go underneath with your wrist as well. So like this, and then push it off, okay? This, and push it off, okay? But let's go to the slow motions, because at the end of the day, this looks like, wow, and this was not really clean, just doing it right in the moment. Not that I do this trick a lot, but you, if you're going to focus on this every day for an entire week, you will get the exact point on when to intervene. Let's look at it in the slow motions.
Alright, the slow motions are in 3 steps. First step is a transfer wrist roll, at least this is how I call it. So with your dominant hand, in this case my right hand, I'm gonna bring the nunchaku to my left wrist. But before I do that, I make this slap in my open left hand. This gives me the perfect setup to then go with my left hand already on top of that stick, brings it in perfect position to roll it around my wrist. As you can see, stick on wrist before rope on wrist. So play with that depending on what your nunchaku is like and what is the length of your connector. Second step is the wrist roll to air. We have a specific point here, and this is the balance point, which is about 3 inches in your nunchaku away from the connector. This is where you can find balance if the other stick is hanging. Alright, given we're in motion, it changes a bit, but not that much, because our wrist, as you can see right here, the middle of our wrist will be connected to that balance point. So instead of laying our right hand on top of the stick to end the classic transfer wrist roll, now with that left hand we're gonna elevate the nunchaku in the air. This is really like an elevating aerial instead of a flick aerial. So this is very important to practice this. 1 spins or 2 spins is gonna be important for the next step, which is the wrist roll to wrist roll. Okay, so we're gonna do a wrist roll from air to finish this. Therefore, we need to find that sweet spot with your right wrist to get in touch with the flying stick. This is difficult and obviously needs some isolated training. Because we're gonna do a back-to-back movement, we wanna have it both very clean so it doesn't differ from each other. Since that the first one goes very smooth because it's transferred, you will have a lot of work to get it clean. Therefore, always with that first aerial coming from your left hand, make the same amount of rotations, same height, same speed. That way your right hand will have the same options, the exact same time, so you will get pushed into the exact same mechanism. And this will help you a lot over time to get that good success ratio, to make this happen, and also to show this off on and on and on whenever you want to display this trick.
Bam. All right, guys, if you really like this video, also go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/flowtricks. There we have 100 plus exclusive videos, so you can, learn more over there and also communicate with us. There's a chat, so I'm always there. I'm always present. You can chat with me over there and with Jason and with Ken. Further on, there's an exact spot or a good place to support us. And on top of that, currently, I'm also recording a video behind the scenes of making this video and also another video. So why not check it out? Okay, so guys, I hope to see you there and I hope you enjoyed it, and all the best. Thanks for the support.